Let me put on some lip gloss. I have some Maybelline Lifter lip gloss, which is supposed to plump the lips. And I like this because it has the big applicator and it smells good too. So I'll just put on my lip. I'm applying product to my lips. It covers quickly. This is the shade Pearl. And then I just rub my two lips together. And I'll let that sit on my lips so I can remove it.
Big bold text appears and reads, Sightless Living. Copyright symbol 2021-2024. Sightless Living. All rights reserved. Then disappears.
Hello, welcome to the channel. This is Sightless Living. If you're new around here, my name is Anita. Today, I am going to answer some questions some young beauties have asked me about makeup. They wanted to know, what did I buy first? What were some of the things I thought were necessary? So today I'm going to discuss 10 essential items I think you should have. Now, if you listen to everyone, you can go broke. Everybody does makeup differently. It's a self-expression. So what I do, you may not want to do what you do. I may not want to do, someone else may not want to do it, or you may run into a store and someone behind the counter may tell you, oh no, you need to do this, don't do that. You just have to listen to yourself. Do what you want to do.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share.
The very first item I got were brushes, but then I discovered the beauty blender. Now, when I first heard beauty blender, I thought it was flat, but actually it looks like an egg. I have one here in the plastic, and this is the original beauty blender. The bottom side is fat, and that's the part that you would bounce on your face, and the little tip at the top, which is the point, that's where you would get it alongside your nose and around your eyes and stuff like that, under the eye with concealer. You can use them for anything, foundation, primer. They have black ones for sunscreen. They have bigger ones for your body. I'm not going to use that one. And this one runs about $20. They want you to throw them out every 3 months. Also, they tell you this is the best. Well, maybe it is, but you can still get away with the drugstore brand. Here I am holding a foam egg, which is also a beauty blender, and it's a little stiffer than the original beauty blender, which is $20, and I think it's pink. But you can get the drugstore brands. And when I say drugstore, you can find them in your drugstores. You can find them in Walmart, Rite Aid, Dillard's, Safeway, all different kinds of stores you can find these things in. I was even told you can find them in some dollar stores. Without further ado, let's get started. I have this big bowl of water that I'm going to drink. Watch me. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so I have a big bowl of water. I have the little egg. It's the same size as the one in the original container. I'm holding it up to the camera. And what I'm going to do is drop it in the water and watch it grow. So I'm going to submerge it in the water. I'm putting it in there. It still wants to float up to the top. My bowl is pretty full. Didn't realize it was so full. But I have it sitting here on the towel. And I'm like squeezing it under the water, hoping it will grow. Which it is. But that's how I do my makeup. I soak a beauty blender in the water until it gets twice the size. Well, they say twice the size. I don't think it's twice the size. But I'm just squeezing it so the water can go through it and I can feel it getting bigger. And then I'm gonna hold it up to the original Beauty Blender that is still in the box. I'm gonna take it out so you can see, those of you who can see, they'll see how bigger it has gotten. So I'm just squeezing it under the water. And now it doesn't want to stay at the top because it's pretty saturated. So let me just dry my fingers and pull out the original Beauty Blender. And here we have it, small. And now let me take this one out. It's still dripping wet, but you can see there is a difference. It is much bigger than the dry one. Now the rule of thumb with these are wet, bounce, which you're gonna wet it. You're gonna squeeze out the water, which I'm doing here. I don't squeeze it that tight, and I don't have it where it's drippy because you don't want your makeup running down your face, but you can definitely see it is bigger or larger. I'm gonna sit it in this little baby glass bowl, and you'll see it hardly fits in there. So I'm gonna sit that down, and I am going to put the dry one back. And I'm gonna play with the wet one. So what I do is after I get it all nice and wet, I squeeze it out, and then I bounce it. I already have makeup on my face, which I applied with my fingers, and I did not blend it at all. I'm just gonna play around with the makeup that I did put on because I'm going to take it off for this demonstration. I'm taking the large flat end, the bottom of my egg or Beauty Blender, and you just wanna bounce it just around your whole face. And what I do is I bounce it around in circular motions, like so. I'm just taking it and bouncing it. Now I'm on my left cheek and I'm going around in a circle, and I'm just going under my chin now. And I like to blend it down to your neck. So I'm under my chin. My makeup has dried. Hopefully it's not blotchy or splotchy, but if it is, who cares? I'm not going anywhere. There we go. So that's how I do it. For the point at the other end, I'll get makeup like concealer, and then I'll just dab it with the point under my eye, where normally you find your bags and your dark spots. And I just do the same thing. Don't forget the ears because you want them to look like they match. You can also roll it. So now I'm rolling it on my face. And sometimes when I have an eye headache, I just roll it around my face like so. So I'm just taking the side and I'm just rolling it all over my face. I'd love to do that in the summertime with cold water. And you can tell it's like really fat. It fits in the palm of my hand. Here the camera is showing a variety of sponges or beauty blenders. When you are considering a beauty blender, consider purchasing two. You use wet ones to apply your makeup and you use dry ones to take it off. So if you apply too much makeup, you can always bounce or roll a dry blender on your face to remove some of the excess makeup. Men can also use beauty blenders to apply their products. The camera is showing different styles, sizes, and colors that you can get. Men can also use beauty blenders to apply their eye creams. And these work just as good as the original beauty blender for 20 bucks. That's my opinion. An expert will tell you differently. That is one of my definite must-haves. I use these a lot. They come in all kinds of ways. Sometimes you can get them in sets. Actually, this larger one came with two. The large one is in the water, and this one in my right hand is the medium size, and this one in my left hand is the small size. Still look like eggs. The medium size one I like to use for blush, bronzer, sometimes concealer, and highlighter. So you can do that with the small one too, but I like the small ones for the eyes. You can use the point tip and put eyeshadow on your mobile eyelid. That's the one that moves. Or you can put it up top, and then you can take the bottom, the big part, and just blend it. So you can do a lot with these things. Great invention. They come in all different kinds of shapes. They come in wedges. I got a wedge here. I use this from time to time. Then they have this weird looking one. It's in two parts. It's kind of tall at the top, and then it's kind of little at the bottom, and it's rounded. It reminds me of an exclamation mark. You can put it in water, it will grow. Let me put it in the water, because this is one of my other favorites that I like to use. Somehow, my little bowl rested on my sponge here. I just wanted to point out that if you have something sitting on it, it will make an indent. But somehow my little bowl that I used to mix ended up on top of one of these. I'm squeezing them both out. And yeah, they're pretty big now. And my line that the bowl made is starting to come out. But I like this because I hold it from the top and I put the bottom, which is flat, similar to this egg bottom. I like to dip this in the makeup, and then I do the same thing around my face. I'm just patting it on my hand, but that's how I do it in circular motions on the face. And then the top has a little point as well. I don't know if you can see that, but it has a pointy tip, and you can stick that around your eyes or in parts that you want to conceal. You may have moles, you may have blemishes, you may have pink spots, dark spots. So I will just put this aside, this bowl of wonder. Now another thing I like to do with my little bowl here is I like to mix my makeups. So sometimes I'll take a dewy foundation and a matte foundation and mix them together. And then I can just take my sponge, squeeze it out, take the flat end, and just stick it in the bowl, get makeup on it, and then just do it all around my face. You start in the middle, then you can blend out by tapping. I'm not doing that now, but I'm just showing you. So that is it for the sponges. And here I have different ones. So I showed you the little egg-shaped ones, which are the blenders. Then here's a flat one. It's like a wedge. And I have other ones, and some of them have bit the dust because no matter how much you clean them, it's time for them to go when they start getting ratty. After I use them, I clean them. What I do is when I use my makeup, I'll have like a bowl or a container to the side. Everything I use, I sit to the side. So when I'm done with the makeup, I can wash my hands before I touch any clothing or run into a door or something, because I don't want makeup all over the place. Then my spouse will be like, hey, what's going on with all these colors on the wall? But anyway, then I can just pick up my container of makeup tools, go in the bathroom, and wash them all. My second essential tool was brushes. You know, like I mentioned before, when I was doing brushes, looking and shopping for them, I was told I needed so many brushes that I finally settled on a 12-piece set. We'll get to that in a moment. Right now, I'm showing you a container full of Chanel brushes. And what happened with this is I was buying them a la carte. And Chanel was the most convenient to my job at the time. All I had to do was cross the street. So that's why I was partial to Chanel. I got these brush guards that I keep my brushes protected with. And these are natural hair brushes, and I now like synthetic brushes. So here's a little cute one. This is a little kabuki brush. It's real small. I'll just pull it out of there so I can show it. And it's like puffy. I like them like they're brand new, so that's how it came. But I have another one like this, and it's all spread out from being pounded on the face and moved in circular directions. And I just put it back in the guard by sticking it in handle first, and then I push it down. And that's what keeps your bristles nice and intact. And I usually put them in there after they dry. I have a rack where they dry. So that's an expensive way, buying brushes a la carte. But you can get them like that from any of the designers. I'll set that to the side. And I just happened to buy this one. This came in a box. I had to go on Amazon to buy the bag, which is a brush holder. And it has a bunch of slots. So I wanted to show this because for new beginners or newbies, this is a great way to get your brush set on. Get your set on. So what you do is you put your brushes in here after you clean them, of course. And I washed the case too. And then I sat them in there. It has a flap on the top, so your brushes stay in the roll. I think they call it brush roll. So that's what I did here. And then for newbies, you can just put a paper down here and write down what they are. I believe these brushes do have the names on them. I have like 5 or 6 brush sets. Some have the names, some do not. So I don't know if the name is actually on it, but this big one here feels like the tapered powder brush. And they all have like the same brushes, but they have different names. They have different shapes. So if you're new to makeup and before you learn the brushes, you may want to do this. I've gone ahead and set this up. In my case, I have to braille them. What I did was got some cardstock, and even a person that has eyesight can just make some cardstock, and I took a little pin and I pinned it in each section so you can learn your brushes. So I wanted to show that because that's a great way for newbies to learn their brushes. And if you don't want to buy them like a set where you can get really good deals on them, you could just get one set. You don't need 4, 5, 6 sets, but it's better than buying a la carte. I would say you definitely need a powder brush, because if you want to bake your makeup or put some powder on your face and then brush it off, you want a powder brush for that. You want a blush brush, or sometimes they call it a contour brush. And with that, you can use 3 products. You could use blush, you could use highlighter, you could use bronzer. Then you have your eye brushes if you're going to do eyeshadow. If you're not going to do eyeshadow, you don't need eye brushes. But if you are going to do it, they have liners to line your eyes, so you can get the eyeliner brush. You can get the eyeshadow brush, which comes flat or in a dome style where it's like U shape, upside down U. That's how the bristles are shaped. Or you can get a fluffy brush, and that's to blend your colors. If you're going to be a one shadow girl, then you may not need that. But if you want to use a couple of shadows, different colors, then you may want to have the fluffy brush. Then there's the smudge brush that's really short, and you want to just smudge your eyeliner under your eye or above your eye. You may want to get that. I say, if you need more than a few brushes, find yourself a set. And don't worry that this one may have a powder brush and this one may be called tapered powder or that one may be flat, whatever. You just get what you want and what suits your purpose, and you can move on. That is my second essential tool I wanted for my routine. My third essential tool is an eyelash curler. This one is made by Chanel. It's kind of delicate. When you get an eyelash curler, make sure you get the pads that come with it, because these will need replacement over time. That's the little pad that you would use to curl your lashes. So what I do is I take it and I take this bottom round part. You should feel, well, I don't know, I haven't felt any others, but I always have the rubber at the top, and then I have the metal at the bottom. And this metal here is smooth, it's curved, and you'll see when you look for an eyelash curler that they come in different widths and shapes. So just try to find one that fits your eye shape. And what I do is I take the metal part and I rest it under my eye. So I'm sticking it up under my eye, and the rubber is on the top, and I'm just trying to get my eye in there so my eyelashes are sticking out. I hold your handle, and you don't want to pinch your eyelids, so take your time. I'm trying to just get my eyelid in there. Just getting the lashes through the hole here. I can feel them on the outside. And then I'm just pressing down softly. And I'll just maneuver till I don't have any eyelid in there, which I'm doing now. I know my eyelashes are in there because I can feel them. As I move the curler away, my eyelashes are in there. So now what I'm going to do is press down like a scissor, and you just count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you can lift it. And my eyelashes curl. And you can move it to the end because it doesn't cover your whole eye. So you can just do the same process. Stick the metal, the curved part around your eye, the bottom where your bags are, and then you just bring the top down where the rubber is, and you just try to get the rest of them lashes in there. And then I always feel, and I can feel the lashes in there, and then I just press again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like 10 seconds while I'm squeezing. And then I just lift, and then my eyelash should be curled. And it is curled. After a while, they straighten out. I have long eyelashes, so they straighten out, and then they start getting into my eye because they're just long and they touch my glasses. But I'm not complaining. I'm happy to have them. But that's all you do with that. It just makes your eyes opened up when you put your mascara on them. I clean this afterwards. So that's a great little tool to have. I apply mascara. This is not a makeup video, but I'll just show you since I curled my eyelashes. Well, one eye. I'm taking my mascara, which is black, and it is by Benefit. I just want to show you how I apply my mascara. So I don't pump it up and down because that puts air in there. But what I do is take my finger, my index finger, put it on the point of the mascara wand, and I love Benefit's wand because it's full, it gets all the lashes, and it's got a hump in the middle. And then I bring my eye to the wand, and then I just blink on the wand, and that's how I get my lashes done without getting makeup on my nose. And then I'll just try to open my eye really wide, and I'll rub my little hairs on the bottom lash, and that makes it much easier than trying to do it one-handed. And I'm all up in my nose, and I'm touching the wand with my eyelashes, because I got my left index finger on the edge of the wand getting makeup on it, and I got my right hand holding the wand. And then I'm just going from left to right as I blink my eye on the mascara wand. And it's better than doing it one-handed, and then you're trying to do your eyelash. See, now it's touching the top of my eyes because my eyelashes are long. But I'm going to remove this anyway. But see, now I'm trying to do it with one hand. And this is when you can poke yourself in the eye and you get makeup everywhere. See, I'm trying to get it to stay on my eye. And as I move to the eyelashes by my nose, I could accidentally touch my nose and have black spots and dots on my nose. This is the way I've been doing for years, and I found it really works. So your finger's gonna get a little gunky, your index finger, because you're gonna put it at the end of your wand, and then you're going to bring the wand to your eyelashes and just blink, which I'm doing here. And there you go. You can see my eyelash has mascara on it. And I didn't get anything on my nose. I'm going to put my mascara wand back in the mascara. And that's a little trick I wanted to show you. So after your eyelashes are all nice and curled, that's when you do your eye makeup. Don't put primer or anything on it until you curl them. Usually what I do is I'll wash my face, and before I get to the moisturizer and everything, I'll curl my eyelashes. Then as I moisturize and get ready for the day and put the primer on and things like that, I can just move straight to the eye makeup without, oh, I need to curl them. This is my fourth essential tool. This is a makeup palette. It's in a rectangular shape. I haven't measured it. Maybe it's 4 by 6, I don't know. But I'm not gonna guess. So it's a rectangular shape. It has a hole up in one of the corners. It's got a plastic guard around it, and that's for you to have a comfortable time holding it. What I do is put makeup here, and this is how I mix it. Sometimes I'll do my dewy and matte foundation in the little dish I showed you earlier. Sometimes I'll drop a couple of drops of each on my palette, and then I take my spatula, which is also stainless steel. One edge is flat and straight, and the other edge has a little scoopy kind of spoon on it. Now the straight side is good for when I do like lipsticks. If I want to mix it, I can cut it off straight, or I can dip something out of a lip gloss and mix the color, and you just put a little bit on here, and then you can just mix it up. I'm just banging my spatula on the palette. Or if I want to scoop something, then I'll take the little scoopy edge and, you know, get some of wherever I'm getting it from and put it on my palette. And then I could take the flat edge and mix it around, or I could take the scoopy edge and incorporate that way by picking it up, bringing it in the middle, like folding, like I'm making a cake. Then I can come in with my brush and then put it on my face or whatever I'm doing. Sometimes I mix my blushes, and sometimes I'll mix some liquid foundations because it's not quite the right shade for my complexion. So that's what I like this for, and I thought that was a must-have if you like to mix things. If you want to be a mixologist, then this is a great tool to have. But since I like to experiment and I've had problems getting the right shade for a long time, I thought this was a must. And this is also part of that Korean trend. If you're into that, you may want to get a spatula. So that is number 4. And now we're going to number 5. My next essential tool, number 5, are tweezers. I have 2 pairs here. Let me open it so I can show you. And I think everyone should have tweezers, at least somewhere in the house. I'll do this one first because it's easy. And I have 2 pairs because I wanted a slanted tweezer and a straight tweezer. This here is the straight. These are very sharp. They're by Tweezerman. I like the straight ones for splinters. And sometimes you have those little teeny weeny hairs in your eyebrow or something, and you want to pull them out. And they come with a little cap on the edge. These I think were black. So I got the straight ones for splinters because I do a lot of things around the house and sometimes I get splinters. And this way I can get it out. All right, and then the second one, these are purple, my favorite color. These are the slanted and they're purple. And they also have a cap. And they say you should change your tweezers every 3 to 5 years because they start getting dull. So I think that's definitely an essential tool for your beauty bag. But if you don't do a lot of odd things like I do, then you only need 1 pair. Unless you feel you need a slanted and a straight. If I'm only buying 1 pair, I would stick with the slanted. The straight is very hard to maneuver because it's very sharp and it can pick your skin when you're trying to get a splinter or something. So that is number 5 for me. And they run about $25, $27 a pair. The makeup spatula and makeup palette was under $10. The eyelash curler was over 30 bucks. So they can go up, and that's why I always say look around and get what you need for you. What I do is I made a list. I made a wish list. That's what I called it. And I put items down on it. And I also had some backup. So if something was too expensive and I didn't want to get it, I had a backup choice. So that's also a plus to do. My 6th essential tool is a pencil sharpener. This is not for regular number 2 pencils. This is for eye pencils, lip pencils. And this has 2 chambers, one for the large size and one for the small. I have an eyebrow pencil here. And it's got a nice little point. And as you can see, because I'm going to put it in the small hole, that's where you can insert it. So let me see where the hole is, and there we go. And it fits in there. And then I have some thick, fat lip pencils that can go in there. And I have some eye pencils, and they can fit in there. This runs about, when I got it, it was under $1. I would say to be safe, maybe under $3 now. This eyebrow pencil is a Clinique. You can find spoolie brushes on the end of the pencils. What you would do with your eyebrow pencil is you would make little brush strokes in your eyebrows where they're kind of sparse, and then you can comb your eyebrow with your spoolie brush. It doesn't come on all of them, but if you get a brush kit, you should have an eyelash brush in there, which will have a spoolie on one edge, and I have one set that has a smudge brush on the other, and it's a two-ended brush. And then I have another one which just has the spoolie. So they come different ways. You can look out for that when you're picking up your sharpener. And these can be found in any drugstore, any makeup section. My seventh essential tool is a spoon. This here is a plastic spoon that I got while I was out and about. And I pick up a lot of these. I have some pink ones from Baskin and Robbins, which works really well. What I do is look for the spoon size because everybody's eye is different and some are real fat. And what I do is I put it up to my eye after I wash it, of course, and see how it fits in my crease. Then you could just do a sharp crease where you take a color and you put it in where your eye folds. And when you're new to makeup, this is a godsend. But it still is even when you're old in makeup, because you can get a metal spoon and you can put it in the freezer or refrigerator and have it ice cold. So when you're doing your makeup, you notice your eyes are puffy. You can just put the cool spoon over it to take some of the swelling down. I have a spoon that fits, which is a little narrower than this. I think it's a dessert spoon. So if you want to get some spoons, you can look out for that when you're out and about. And you just put them up to your eye and see what fits. This one is still a little big. When I was new, I would put the makeup on my mobile eyelid. That's the one that goes up and down when you're blinking. And I would put my color there. And when you're new, you don't know if you want to put the second color in the crease, or if it goes up a little more, or sometimes you may make it too low and it's still on your mobile lid and you miss your crease altogether. So this is a good way. When you're new to makeup, you can just stick your spoon over your eye lightly and just trace it with an eye pencil or eyeshadow. As you get more familiar, you'll be able to take a makeup brush and just line your eye crease. Some people use their finger and then it's like real fat. It's all up under their eyebrow, which is fine too if you're going for that look. But when you're new or you have shaky hands, I like to use a spoon. I have a perfect pink one. This spoon is black, it's plastic. You can use a metal spoon, you can use a plastic spoon. I like plastic because when I'm done with them, I can throw them out. I keep these, I wash them. But if something were to happen when I travel, like the handle broke or something like that, I could easily toss it, as opposed to walking around with a metal spoon and then it raises eyebrows like, what do you need to do with that spoon? Especially if you're traveling, why do you have the spoon? Now, I did have a makeup artist, let's say makeup artist with the quotes, who told me that I can take some lipstick, cut off these different colors, put it in a metal spoon, heat it up with a cigarette lighter, and melt the makeup. I was looking for orange mascara. They didn't have it. And the season had passed, and I wanted it to go with an outfit. So what she suggested I do is get some orange lipstick, melt it, and then get one of those disposable mascara wand, dip it in the melted lipstick, and then put it on my eyelashes. Luckily, I knew better, but someone new to makeup may not. My advice is don't follow everybody's suggestions. If the product is made for your lips, most likely keep it on the lips. Don't put it anywhere near your eyes. It could cause blindness, or it could cause infections and other things. Sometimes they cheat and tell you put some lipstick on your cheeks for blush and put bronzer on your eyelids for eyeshadow and all kinds of things. If the product is not made for that body part, don't put it there. That's my advice. I would never tell someone to do something crazy like that. And then you end up with eye infections or even worse, blindness. It's just not worth it. Sometimes when you use wrong products, your eyelashes, they call it fringe, that can fall out. I would just use eye pencils for eyeliner or lip pencils for lip liner. They also said you could use lip liner for eyeliner. Like I said again, I can't say this enough. If the product is not made for that body part, don't use it. Don't take the chance. My 8th essential tool are makeup wipes. I have AM and PM. I put a little bump dot on the AM to remind me of a sun. So I know that's AM, like the sun is rising. And inside I put my little bag of wipes here, which are resealable. I don't like them leaking in my makeup bag, so I put them in these little washable tubs, which are food grade. And I also brailled it, so it says AM. And then I just find how to open it, because it's already open. And then I get a wipe out. It's nice and moist. It has a pleasant smell. I burp the bag, which is letting the air out. And then I put it back into the container. I like these wipes. They are made by Neutrogena. I use both sides of the cloth. And they make AM and PM, morning and night. And I just wipe my face. I always use the morning. I'll use all sides of the cloth, back and front, until I feel no makeup. What I do is just wipe it like a washcloth. These remove waterproof makeup. They remove sunscreen. I always look for makeup wipes that remove sunscreen, because you're putting it on throughout the day, and some of the wipes don't cut through it. I'm just wiping off the makeup, and it really takes it off good. It says you don't even have to wash your face after this, but I do anyway. Even when I'm out and about. If it gets late at night, I'm like, okay, it's time for the makeup to come off. And I'll do it right out in the street. Go into my bag and get it off. I even took off the lip gloss that we put on earlier. It just removes everything. I'm just going up around my face, around my ears, trying not to knock out my earrings. I got some big silver hoops on. They're square. I don't want to lose the backings to those. I'll feel my face, use the cloth until there is no makeup left. I'm just trying to get everything off, and it usually takes just one wipe. Then when I get home, I can just wash my face and do my regular routine. And I get it all off by my neck and the chin. And I'm gonna hold it up and show you all the different makeup that came off. Ta-da, here we go. And I'm sure this wipe is not clean. And it has a very pleasant smell. I'm gonna feel my face and it feels smooth. So that's what I like in my bag, because sometimes you end up out later than you want to be, or maybe you had a devastating day and you shedded some tears. Maybe you ran into somebody you haven't seen in a long time and y'all get to talking, whatever. And you don't have to worry about runny makeup. You can just go in your bag and pull out your wipes. So I say this is a must-have. Well, for me it is. You can decide what you would like to put in your bag. Maybe you want to carry the liquid stuff. I like the wipes because you don't have to worry about things spilling. And it can work for all kinds of skin. Even men can use it, especially on those hot summery days. My spouse will ask me for a wipe and wipe off his sunscreen so it's not running in his eyes. It can work for anybody. My 9th essential tool is cleanser. I have 2 types here, and I use this for my brushes and my beauty blenders. I have foam. Men can also use this cleanser for their badger brush. The top fits really well. It gives it a tight seal, and it's a pump top. It's sort of like shaving cream, and that's how it comes out. Then you lather up your brushes and you can clean them. So I like to travel with this. I leave this in my beauty bag. And then I like this stuff so well that I bought the liquid. The liquid I don't travel with. The top is not as nice and tight, so this could lead to spilling. Even though it has that same pump kind of top like a shaving cream, it comes out liquidy. I have had it come out and something pressed on it and it started leaking, and I had a mess all down the bottle. Since the top is so easy to come off, I said forget it. I bought this first and then I went back and got the foam. But I like this a lot. Gives it a nice natural smell. I have some brush sets that are natural hair and synthetic, and they just smell like brushes. That's it. No perfumes. Then after I clean my brushes and my sponges here, I keep a small bottle of Garnier micellar water. And this one's waterproof for those stubborn marks that don't come off. I'll take some Garnier. I'll put it in a glass or a paper cup or whatever the hotel has. I'll take the sponge that has a stubborn stain and I'll put it in the cup with the micellar water. It works really well, and I'll leave it there till I come back to it. Maybe I'll leave it for an hour, 2 hours. Then I'll soap it up again with my cleaner here. This is brush cleaner, and I'll squeeze it and scrub it and twist it and dip it and do whatever to get the stubborn stain out. And once it comes out, I'll give it a good rinse, and then I'll sit it out to air dry on a towel. The same thing with my brushes. I'll take my brushes, I'll wash them and leave them on a little incline, you know, so it's sloping down, because I don't travel with my brush stands. But I like to keep my things clean. So like I mentioned before, when I use products to do my routine, I'll sit them to the side. I have a container that I'll sit all my used things in. And when I'm done with my makeup, I will go in the bathroom and wash everything. Then I will hang them or lay them. Whatever needs to happen to them, that's what I do. And then the next day, I'm all set. Everything's dry and I'm ready for the routine again. Now, I don't use makeup every day because I like my skin to breathe. You don't have to go out and get any fancy cleansers and detergents for any of the tools that you get. You can use dish soap. Dawn works well. I don't like perfumes all over my brushes and products that I use. I like them to smell natural, which is why I got this. This is from Sigma Beauty. It works well, and I've been using this for years now. I use this micellar water by Garnier. They have so many different flavors and types. They have waterproof, they have aloe vera, they have rose water, they have just plain. It's just a whole line of them. So I picked up the waterproof. This works good. I also use Bioderma micellar water, but a little bottle, a little bit larger than this, is like $9. So I was like, This one runs about $6. This little size here. It's a travel size. And I like to keep that in the makeup bag for stubborn stains. You could also use this on your face, but I like the Neutrogena wipes. Last but not least, my 10th essential tool is a spray bottle. I like the spray bottle in the makeup bag. You twist it to get your spray on. I like to use it for my tools, like this eyelash curler. I'll wash it with soap, and then I'll come back and spray it. I'm not going to spray it now. Maybe I will. It comes out in a nice spray. So let me just move my sponges out the way. And I use 70% alcohol. And I'll just open it and I'll just give it a little spritz. It's a light spray. This bottle makes a really nice spray. I'm going to get more for other uses. I like to have alcohol on hand to spray things. For instance, this eyelash curler, I'll wash it with soap, and if I feel that I need to spray it with alcohol, I just twist my bottle open and spray it. It gives a nice light spray, like so. And then I can let it sit there for a little bit. I'll twist my spray nozzle back on my bottle, so if it falls over, it's not leaking. I haven't had any accidents with this bottle. I do get nervous that it could get sprayed, but as long as you have that nozzle locked and you try to push on the handle, it will not budge. So that's a good purchase for me. It's a good bottle. It's made of sturdy plastic. I got purple. It comes in different colors. And I plan on going back to get more. I picked this up in Walmart. Usually when you get them for under $1 to $2, they're usually thin. This one's kind of thick. I'm trying to squeeze it. And it does depress a little bit, but it's not like them flimsy bottles. And I've had it a while. So I'll spray with the alcohol. I'll sit it on a towel to air out and dry. Keep in mind that alcohol could eventually rot these rubber trims that sit there and help your eyelashes get curled. So you want to make sure you have replacements. I like to buy the extra replacements when I buy the eyelash curler. This way, if it's discontinued from a particular store, you're not going on the hunt for it. When I wash my brushes, I will spray them to make sure I got all the makeup out, and then I'll rub it on a disposable cloth. If I have someone tell me, yeah, I still see makeup, I'll keep cleaning it till it's clean. But usually I don't get that because I wash them pretty good. And then I run the water over them pretty good. And I only bring out the alcohol if I have a cold or I'm traveling. That wraps up my 10 essential tools that I chose for my beauty bag. If you have any ideas, you can feel free to put it down in the comments for others. But remember, if you want 5 items, 2 items, 3 items, the choice is yours. You don't have to have 10. I'm just showing you the 10 I chose for my beauty bag. It depends on your lifestyle, how you wear your makeup, where you're going with your makeup, how big your makeup bag is. What I did was I got my products first and then I got another bag. You can even use a backpack, whatever is comfortable for you. Happy painting, all you newbies out there. Enjoy your self-expression, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Scene changes to a mountain scene backdrop. Rolling credits appear in big bold text scrolling upward from the bottom of the screen. Text reads, Anita, hostess/visionary, mountaineer videography, TM symbol, videographer/editor, The rest of the text may be read in the description box below. Thanks for watching.